It's going to allow us to raise margins and above all, turn these institutes into blooming box sales force. I could detail that later. Of course, this will also allow us to gain weight and offer exclusive services and products for our clients to get differentiated. The second ingredient, or the secret, is enriching the shopping experience with more technology on our site. And last but not least, and as I said earlier, what we can do in Morocco and not in a Western country is use the mass media. The thing is we need to educate people. There's just 1% consumers because the fact is that people are not really educated nor incentive to buy. They need to understand the product, to understand how can I use the product to even think then of buying it. So the idea concretely is to do tutorials to explain how to use products, how to become beautiful, and aspire to a model of beauty, whatever. It's education, and this is the first role, education. The second is the second thing the mass media will allow us to do is to gain credibility and reputation, which is very important to Moroccan consumers that are very, they don't trust really retailers. Okay.
And then we have only 30 seconds, so maybe you can sum up.
Now, okay. Not really sum up, but I'll tackle a very important question: is how we earn money by being present on the whole value chain. We do gain the whole margin, and there's very interesting margins in the beauty retail. We will have between 45 and 75 secrets, and we are going to leverage every step of this value chain. We already mastered distribution because we're going to acquire the leader. He is offering a wide range of products contrary to the competitors. He never has shortage of stock. Well, he really mastered his job. Then we are going to do mass media. And nobody communicates, and we're going. While we are going to be really on all levels. And finally, we're going to sell products with an innovative commercial sauce, let's say, that consists essentially on turning spas and institutes into our sales force. Can I? Okay. Thank you.
Thank you for your presentation.
Okay, I have a question. I have one feedback for you. Very important, because we were all attracted by this booming. Everything e-commerce is needed here in Morocco. Hisham, how much time did it take you to prepare your presentation for TechCrunch?
3 weeks.
Every day?
Yeah.
You prep for it?
Yes.
Must be serious. I think that's what you need to do when you go looking for funds. It's going to be probably in French, it's easier, but nail it, read it. You know, you lost us the first 2 minutes, you know. Everything is later. Okay? A question about your business model. What's the average price of your product?
It's 250
Dirhams.
Yes.
And what's the shipping cost?
Shipping cost is 40 dirham.
40 dirhams. So you're already 20% above your purchase price. And how different are you from why would I buy from you rather than go to a shop?
It's not well, first, it's not really 40. It's 40, let's say it's 25, maybe less.
Okay, thank you.
I just had a question. So the kind of videos and the educational component, does that go hand in hand in some sort of like membership?
No, it's public, and we already done some, and we have a lot of interaction. We had more than 11,000 views, and it's very important for Morocco. So there's a demand.
Okay, I've been to your website, it looks really good, but something that I noticed is like you don't have any form of like any incentives for people to just buy from your website. You don't have sales, you don't have coupons, you don't have you don't have affiliate programs to drive to drive customers. You can't order by phone, and there is no forum where people can discuss like products basically.
Okay, we do have promotions and coupons, but it is promoted via our newsletters and social network pages. We also have a page on the site, but it's not apparent yet, it's right. So we do it. Then we don't have an affiliate program yet, but we're going to do it. But yeah, this is the response. It's not, let's say, it's not quite apparent on the site. When you go first, yes, true. But it's there.
I like your website, and I think it's really complementary to the e-commerce ecosystem. And I know Longbot as a subscription model site. So are you still keeping that or going?
We are still keeping that, but it's just this is not the big part of the service. This is not going to allow us to make money because first, as I said, this service is a marketing service, but cosmetic players do not do marketing. So the service cannot really exist. It can exist just for our internal distributor, but for the others, it's very difficult. It's very difficult. They're not willing to market because they are marketing the product on price, and that's it. And by the way, that's why they are today short of breath, because when you market your product on price, you can go no place but down. That's what's happening, especially in times of crisis. No, I'm talking about distributors, people importing products and selling them.
Thank you so much. They are also here to learn because they have talent, but we need to help them to succeed. So I'm sorry, we have to move on to the next candidate, who is my VLE. So please, Kemal and Hamza. So Hamza will do the presentation, and I guess Kemal will.
Too many of you guys. So hi everyone. Next slide please. Any fans of Bizarre around here, guys? Or Bizarre for fancy people? I've seen fancy people in the house. So, this is not any normal Bizarre. My VLE started around Bizarre, and this very particular Bizarre was so delicious. And I can still remember the day. It was vibrating in terms of ideas. So before going, next slide. So my VLE is a virtual learning environment that has been created, developed to enhance and supplement the traditional classroom teaching. And before we go into the details of my VLE, let's see what the big guys are doing. Blackboard. These guys made $450 million in 2010. Seriously, I think they've used MS Paint, to do their mock-ups. It's not intuitive, and also kind of costly, $20 per user per year. The other big guys, Moodle, slightly bit better design. It's open source. They must have used the GIMP, for those who know. And still, it's open source, but yet not free. You still need to invest in well, infrastructure, hosting, development, customization, and also maintenance, but of course training as well. So now let's go to well, my VLE, and then I'm giving the mic to and also the floor to my colleague Kamal, who's our man of the screen. He's the CEO of my VLE, and he will be doing the demo of the website.
Thanks, Hamza. Hi, everyone. So we're tackling a market that is aware of the need. We're not educating a market that they have a need. So we started by identifying frustrations and problems, and we catered for them. So this is the homepage of my VLE. As you can see, it is a simple homepage that would remind you of your Hotmail, of your Gmail, of your Facebook page. And the reasons behind that is that we want to eliminate the intimidation factor, which deters lots of institutions to use an e-learning solution. Not only we're talking about intimidation, we're not talking about codes, we're talking about communication. I mean, one doesn't have to go to like Blackboard's website and see how corporate looking it is. So we try to create a solution that is accessible both in terms of communication, features, and intuitiveness. Next slide, please. So once you log in as an instructor, as we are here in my VLE, the first thing an instructor sees is the things he needs more, which are the courses. And you've got on the left, the courses he's teaching, the courses other instructors are shared with him, and the archived courses which he's taught in the past. And on the top, you can see the different main modules of my VLE, including the study groups. There are different players in the education system, starting with administrators, instructors, and students. So my VLE brings value and provides value to all the players. The study groups allow students to create their own private study groups. Next slide, please. So once you go to a course, what you can see, of course, in the middle, the first thing you see is actually the discussion board, so we can encourage, knowledge sharing in multi-directions. You've got lots of features which can help instructors to teach better with less effort, so they can concentrate in making sure their students, assimilate the information. It doesn't matter how much instructors can deliver. What actually matters is how much the students can assimilate and then convert those assimilation into skill acquisition. So that's the main goal of using such platforms. And my VLE also is aware that the rigidity of most of the e-learning platforms are one of the issues that hinder the adoption of e-learning solutions. I mean, you've got instructors who have been using a particular teaching methodology for decades. You cannot force them to change that. So what my VLE does is through course settings, it allows each instructor, not only in all the courses, but for each course, to choose what features they will be needed for that course. For instance, I just want to discussion boards, so I can share media with my students, so I can deactivate and remove anything I don't need from the platform and leave just what we need. Other features we have, apart from the study groups, you've got the people, so we've integrated social networking features in the platform, so that instructors and students and administrators can track and see all the people they've ever interacted with during their educational life, messaging feature for communications, and also Google Apps integration to use the Hangouts, to share screens. You've got full integration with your Google Drive. So there's lots of technology behind, but for our users, we've developed the platform so that if they know how to use, like let's say Facebook, they would know intuitively how to use my VLE. Let me invite Zakaria to talk about the numbers.
Thank you, Kamal. Hi, everyone. So I'm here to talk about the numbers, just quick facts. higher education in the world, it's about 17,000 institutions, about which 25% are in the US. The number of students worldwide is about 600 million, about which 21 million are in the US and 34 million are in the MENA region. Here we are only talking about higher education, which means colleges and universities. Our platform could also be used for higher education, for secondary education, like high school, and also for specialized institutions for languages or other specialized training programs. The big graph here shows the potential. We were talking about the potential. In 2012, the market constitutes about $110 billion. 2015 expected to go to up to 210, and 2017 is expected to reach 340. What's important here is just, we can see that the US market represents 25%, 20%. Then later on it will only represent about 15%. This means that other markets are emerging. Also, if you have seen, the MENA region represents about 7% of global higher education students. But here, we didn't show it, not because we forgot, but because the numbers are so low that in the scale it didn't show. Actually, it represents $380 million now. It's going to represent 560 by 2015 and about 750 by 2017. So here, we have shown the potential. Our aim is not to be the leader. We will aim to, we will work hard to, we will also integrate new features, but we are targeting mainly small and medium institutions, trying to be price competitive because the solution is in SaaS, so the client does not have to buy servers, hire many people for maintenance, etc. We try to be competitive. We try to target Africa and MENA region because this is where the show is happening right now. Europe is in recession. The US, let's say they are getting out of the recession, but the show is happening in Africa and MENA region. And thank you for attention.
Thank you
I'm
so
bringing the
much.
whole team for answering next.
Well, thank you so much for this great presentation. So I'm gonna give the mic to the jury.
So first of all, that's a great presentation. Also played around with your site a fair amount, fairly easy to use. My question was more along the lines of, there's been a lot of these sites that are successful. Take the example Coursera, or we could even take a look at some of these universities in the United States, like MIT has this whole open courseworks environment where you can just go sign up for a free nuclear physics class. Anyone can do that right now. My question was, are you going to try to recruit teachers and start promoting your platform, as a place where education happens, or is it more of a tool that you're going to maybe sell into universities? I mean, both are, to me, pretty obvious ideas, but I was just pretty curious about what you guys should.
Well, like you said, there is edX, there is Coursera, there's an MIT program, so there's no way for us to compete with these guys. So why waste our time and effort in doing so? So and these guys is actually, you're talking about open, mass, courses, open courses. Whereas what we do is provide tools for schools and teachers, even individual teachers who are not happy by the solution provided by the institutions, or their institutions will actually have a solution. So we provide a tool for teachers to use and integrate technology in a flexible way so that they can teach better and with more efficiently and with less effort.
Well, thank you guys. It was a really excellent presentation. It looks like you have a complete team working together very well. It's a very good market for the MENA region. I wish you just focused on that part so it becomes a lot more credible for the investor. I have one question about selling the service. And at the end of the day, as they say, nothing happens until somebody sells something, right? Who is the decision maker behind writing the check to you guys? Because it seems like education or institutions are really tight.
Like Zakaria said, we're not in the first stage. Of course, we're looking into venture capital investment, but we're working and also doing with that. We've actually built our platform, and the first commercial version will be launched next September. And we're not targeting big universities, public universities, because like I said, the decision-making process is hard. Actually, not only that, but having access to the decision makers and identifying them is also tough. And even if they say yes, you've got to go through whole pilot program studies, and if you ever get the time, it will be like several months. So that's not our target at all. We will, of course, big university want to use our platform by all means. Please come and go ahead. We're welcome. But we'll be spending our marketing bucks in small and medium-sized institutions, especially in the private sector. Well, these guys cannot afford solutions like Design to Learn, Canvas, or Blackboard, and they don't have a dedicated IT department to deploy open source solutions like Sakai or Moodle. So we go to guys who have a need, who need our solution. We don't have to convince them that they need our solution. And access to the decision makers in small and medium-sized institutions is fast and much easier.
I'd like to add a few words about the road to market. This is a bottom-up road to market. So we are targeting first students and the professors who are actually using e-learning platforms. So the platform has been there for like a year now for independent students and professors. We just launched the product for institutions, so that institution can buy subscription and manage their community of learners. So convincing first the users, and then convincing the decision maker will be a lot easier.
Yeah, congratulations guys, the product looks very solid. So I have not a question, but I want to know like one technical problem that you guys had and how you guys solved it, especially like with scaling.
Oh. Okay, you're speaking to the pro. So I'm actually a web hoster. Yeah, I'm being modest also. So I'm actually a web hoster myself. We are my company is the only ICANN accredited registrar in the region. When I say region, it's North Africa. And I myself, this is why Kamal approached me in this very big day, around Visara, and to discuss about the scalability of this product, because I just joined then, and we have the experience to handle really any traffic. We do today host the biggest websites in Morocco, and for example, Hespress, which does 1 million unique visitors a day. So handling the traffic, this is what we do. So it's not really a problem about scalability. Yeah, Adopt AMEC, which is a French dating website who has like 5 million users globally.
I understand, but you didn't build the technology for that dating website or Hespress. You just hosting and you scaling it.
We didn't build the technology, but we used the technology correctly. So we can manage the
No, I understand. I'm just talking about the technology behind the website.
The technology behind the website is something that Kamal can actually answer, but on the server side, this is something that is really bulletproof.
To answer your questions, when we started the idea, a startup is all about its team members. So of course, Hamza, because of his web hosting capabilities, the fact that he owns his own cloud infrastructure in Canada, and he handles millions of users, servers. For the technology, the site is built using JavaScript and PHP right now because it was the most affordable solution to create a working prototype. This does not mean that we will not have a more robust code and skeleton behind the platform as soon as we start scaling, and that is part of our expansion strategy. But first we have to create a working product which is robust, but we'll make sure it is more robust as we progress and get the funds to do so.
Okay, one last quick question.
Just in addition, the prototype he's talking about would be the minimum viable product. I have seen the lean startup, so it's the minimum viable product. Thank you.
Okay, congratulations, guys. I have just a couple of questions. Do you think it's enough to base a business on ease of use? Do you think, I mean, you really presented the other competitors as being just very complicated to use. So do you think you can really build a company and a service and acquire customers based on ease of use? This is my first question. And second one is, you guys really are doing a great job targeting very specific type of customers. What is the size of your market? Not those figures are misleading to me, because this is the word, this is education, this is training in large businesses, in small businesses, this is universities. Your market, the sizes of the companies you talked about, what is the size of that market, very specific?
Short answer, please.
Yeah. Is it based only on ease of use? No. Is ease of use the main thing that allows us to go to market? Yes. Because this is today the main problem. I myself am trying to deploy e-learning platform at university. Moodle. We've been trying to deploy Moodle, and it's just impossible. Just impossible to get the user to get used to it. So it is, yes, the main competitive advantage that we have.
So if I basically take Moodle with a great designer who actually works on open source code, I can be a competitor.
No, you've got, by the way, when he's trying to deploy Moodle, Adil is the CTO of University Mondiapolis. So my VLE, the advantages he has over Moodle is that we are a SaaS-hosted solution. So we are ready to try and deploy in minutes. We take care of all the technical aspects, and we let our users focus on what they have to do, which is teaching and learning. The actual real cost of ownership of Moodle, which is the open source solution, is actually about $10 per user per year. Our solution will be priced at $9 per user per year. So we're talking about a solution that an institution can deploy in minutes. They don't have to worry about administration or hosting or any technical aspect, and cheaper, and they don't have to worry about training, because we've based our solutions so that anybody can to eliminate as much as possible the learning curve.
So it should be more expensive, it's better.
Sorry?
It should be more expensive if it's better.
Well, we've got to penetrate the market first. So we've got to put all the advantages to ourselves.
Okay, thank you so much.
The second question. Then if I can answer, may I ask a question? Because I wanted to ask a question for the panel. It was about the real potential of crowdfunding in Morocco, because I think we didn't tackle this. I have seen Eureka now in Dubai. There is Shekra, I think, in Egypt. And a couple of days I've seen a South African platform to whom I sent an email saying, do you also do Morocco? 2 days later they said yes, yes for Morocco. I mean, when will that happen in Morocco, and is there potential? Thanks.
You will answer that. And just about my DLE, we are offering my DLE for free for 2 years to public institutions in Morocco. Not public, not private schools, but just public schools. Thank you.
Okay, maybe the judges would answer your question later. But thank you so much for your great presentation, guys. And now let's move on to the last one. So it's Youssef with stagiaire.1.
Parfait. Je suis moins bon en anglais que mes camarades, donc je vais essayer de faire ça en français.